I'm a switchblade renegade. My heart's buried deep in paradise with a parking lot. Ooh, ba ba ba. Ooh, ba ba ba. Cut down all the trees, put them in a tree museum. You charge out.
Actually, I grew up learning how to play guitar on a Takamine. My dad was a musician in Nashville for many years, and he swore by Takamine Guitars because they put out a big mid-range sound, and they also are really road sturdy. And they really are just the best vessels for the songs that we write. So we're pretty much inseparable with Takamine family.
Yeah, and like in a typical year, we would be on tour playing like 200 shows a year, and we'd bring these guitars in like any kind of transportation through accidents and studio and listening rooms and clubs, and like no matter how much of a beating the guitars took, we could always just depend on them. Plus we play kind of a mix of folk and rock, and since we play it as a duo or a trio, the acoustic guitar tends to be responsible for filling up that mid-range in our songs. And Sav and I have been experimenting with writing more in like drop D or standard D tunings, and so the guitars can handle those like medium and heavy gauge strings really nicely.
Been doing a lot of Khaki King guitar tunings too, so they do bear with us for that. My favorite brand of Takamine is a Dreadnought Whiskey Brown Pro Series 5 DC Acoustic-Electric guitar named Rosie. I got her from our artist rep, David Vincent, at Soundcheck in Nashville. He asked me to describe the perfect guitar, so I told him just a big guitar that put out a lot of sound, because I play guitars pretty hard, you know? And that's how I ended up with the Dreadnought. And we ended up installing a Cool Tube preamp in it before I left, which just really capitalizes on the internal natural resonance of the guitar and helps kind of bring in some of that tube effect compression, but not, it doesn't distort the sound at all. So it looks massive on me. I'm 5'2", but it's my favorite thing to write songs on. I love the Dreadnought series. They're so good.
And right now I'm playing an Acoustic-Electric Thermal Top EF 450C series. And I love the guitar, and people come up to me all the time about the inlays in the fretboard. But what I really like is that, like Sav, I'm small, and so my hands are really tiny. And the fretboard is just really comfortable to play. Like I can play for hours without my hands getting too tired. Plus, we have been experimenting with different styles, and Sav and I play really different. Sav plays like pretty hard, and I play like pretty quietly. But the guitars can handle, anything from like finger picking to like power chords. Yeah. So can handle anything.
Even after our biggest tours have been like 77 to 100 days on the road straight. And, every once in a while, like the humidity of like going from Arizona to northern Michigan blizzards, it can be a lot, but they withstand a lot of turmoil and turbulence that comes from touring. They really do a good job and hold up really nicely. So
yeah, I mean, with a band name like the Accidentals, these guitars have been in car crashes, like all sorts of things. And you're totally right. Tour life is far from glamorous. But with taking good care of the guitars, they stand up to the challenge for sure.
We do take them inside every night, though. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Take your guitar inside, put it in your bed, put your arms around it, go to sleep. Give that guitar a lot of love.